viewers, welcome back to our channel Low Point. I'm this Anisha Babu. Our previous two sessions were on negotiable instruments. Today dealing with frequently asked question on this topic. We have our Supreme Court of India's advocate on record, Mrs. Prasanna Elizabeth Joseph, to clear our queries. Let's move on. So our first question is, do currency notes, demand drafts, etc. fall under the category of negotiable instruments?
You can see on any currency note, it is written that I promise to pay the bearer a sum of rupees 100. So, currency note has features of a promissory note. However, currency note do not fall under the category of negotiable instruments because currency note itself are money and are issued under Reserve Bank of India Act. Reserve Bank of India is only authorized to issue currency notes. As such, currency notes are expressly excluded from the definition of promissory note under Negotiable Instruments Act. Demand draft can safely be called as prepaid negotiable instrument. It has all features of a negotiable instrument. The difference is here the money is guaranteed and there is no question of any dishonor. When the payee cashes it out, it will not bounce due to insufficiency of funds because the payment has already been made by the drawer. So, currency note as well as demand draft both have features of negotiable instrument. However, currency note is not considered as a negotiable instrument and demand draft is considered as a prepaid negotiable instrument.
Moving on to our next question. In what circumstances a check bounce does not amount to an offence?
A check bounce does not amount to an offence in the following circumstances. First of all, if check is not issued for discharge of a legally enforceable liability but issued as a gift or as a loan or as an advance, then even if the check bounces, it will not amount to a criminal offence. Example is a check issued to a charitable institution as a donation or as a gift. Secondly, if the check cannot be traced back to the checkbook number. Thirdly, if the check was delivered by force or fraud, undue influence, coercion or misrepresentation. Fourthly, if the check was issued by a person of unsound mind. Fifthly, if the drawer becomes insolvent. Sixthly, if there is difference in amount stated in words and figures. Seventhly, if the check is found to be mutilated.
So let's take a quick dive into our next question. What happens to a check bounce criminal case when the accused drawer is willing to deposit the check amount?
If accused drawer is ready to deposit the check amount by a specified date along with interest and cost as assessed by the court, then the court is entitled to close the legal proceedings against the accused drawer and discharge him on the check bounce case.
So moving on to our next question. If the drawer has already undergone imprisonment in a check bounce case, then is he still liable to pay the check amount to the payee?
When a payee files a civil case as well as a criminal case against the drawer for dishonor of checks, then the criminal court, after finding the accused drawer guilty of dishonor of checks, the court sentences him for imprisonment. After being released from imprisonment, though the criminal proceedings gets closed, he is still liable to pay the check amount that he owed the payee as part of the civil court proceedings.
So moving on to our next question. What happens if a drawer dies after issuing the check? Can the check be encashed?
If a drawer dies after issuing the check and his bank is intimated about his death, then the bank will issue a check return memo to the payee with the reason account holder expired even if money is available in his account. In such a scenario, civil case for recovery of check amount is maintainable as against the legal heirs who inherit the property of the deceased drawer. However, criminal case is not maintainable as against the legal heirs because no one can prosecute a dead person.
Last and the final question. Is a single complaint sufficient for multiple dishonor of checks?
No, a single complaint can be made with respect to 3 dishonored checks only. For example, if you have 6 dishonored checks, then you will have to file 2 complaints.
Thank you for watching. This brings us to a close on the law relating to the negotiable instruments. See you next week with another legal topic. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.